Well, for the latest on this trip, let's bring in France 24's Andrew Hilliar, who joins me now from Tel Aviv. Andy, Blinken's trip is coming at a very crucial time. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, the trip coming at a crucial time for the region, coming at an extremely tense moment in the region too, as we hear fears yet again that this conflict could become a wider regional war. The State Department saying this will be Antony Blinken's fourth crisis trip to the region since the conflict began here last October. It will include a stop in Israel. And, you know, when the Americans send the Secretary of State to the region, it's a sign that they really do take the threat of an escalation very seriously. The State Department saying it's in nobody's interest to see the conflict spread. And there are, you know, the reasons there are so many fears that it could spread is because we saw, of course, those twin bomb attacks in Iran, involvement denied by Israel. And it comes also his visit just 2 days after the deputy leader of Hamas was assassinated in Beirut. Now, Israel neither confirming nor denying its involvement in that strike, but an Israeli government spokesperson nonetheless describing it as a surgical strike against the Hamas leadership.
Andy, given what you're saying, what do we think the risk is that this conflict could indeed escalate beyond the borders of Israel and Gaza?
Well, look, since the war began in October, we've regularly heard warnings that this conflict could become a wider regional war, sucking in other countries in the region. You know, there are many fears that Israel, for example, could go to war with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. And just last October, we actually reported from northern Israel on those strikes carried out by Hezbollah and the Israeli army that were taking place on an almost daily basis. But for now, we still haven't seen that spillover. And I think that's because that unless Hezbollah and by extension Iran, which finances and backs the militant movement, unless those actors decide to go on the offensive, then the exchanges will remain relatively contained. And it means the big actors like Iran don't want to risk a wider regional conflict, at least not for now. But of course, the risk is very much real and it is still there.
Andy, thank you so much for that. Andrew Hilliar reporting for us from Tel Aviv.